Don't say it. Don't say it.
Gay. I said it.
Gay!
LGBTQ plus community went through to get me here? Are you serious right now? Is the government sleeping? Why are they letting you do this? Isn't this the free country? The free world? Freedom of speech? Don't say gay!
Hey guys, welcome back to Mika Reaction Reviews, where we react to things on the internet. And today we're returning to Bill Maher, and this will be the first time we're reacting to one of his overtimes, which is like a spill-off section of his main show, Real Time with Bill Maher. And they are going to be talking about the infamous Don't Say Gay Bill, which is not Don't Say Gay Bill. It's been going super viral, and the mainstream has propagandized this to make it seem like this bill is literally made so people cannot say the word gay. I'm not sure of the name of the bill. I will put it on the screen here, but it's basically a bill that says that from, I believe it's like kindergarten or preschool to 3rd grade, that they cannot be taught sort of inappropriate sexual things or sexual language or gender or sexuality or gender expression or anything like that that is inappropriate for them, because they have small developing minds, and you should be probably teaching them how to, like, I don't know, read and math and write and, you know, the basics, right? Conversations that should be left to the parent to decide if that's something they want to introduce to their kids is basically handing control back to the parent, because they are the parent and it's they're the child. And you, well, for most parents, the teachers will never love their kids more than a parent does, and so the parents should have some say-so in what's being taught to their kids, instead of woke teachers that have their own cultist ideology or the state. So this is basically what this clip is about. So we're getting right into it, but before you do, if you like these type of videos, please like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell to get notifications when I do upload. All of that really does help with the algorithm, guys. And if you'd like to support the channel any further, you can donate. My PayPal link is in the description box below and also in the comment section. Of course it helps, but you don't have to. You can just like, comment, subscribe. And another great way to support the channel is either join my brand new membership program or brand new Patreon, different levels, different tiers, different perks, or you can visit my brand new merch shop. Links down below, and all the alternative platforms that I'm on and all the ways you can support me is always in the links down below. And also, if you're an independent artist, you'd like me to react to your music or play it in my intro, contact me on my email and let's do business. Other than that, sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. All right, here you go.
Okay, here we are on overtime. These are the questions from people. We wanted to talk about this on the show. I'm glad somebody asked this. Is Florida's Don't Say Gay bill designed to trap Democrats into saying they support teaching young children about sexuality? Is the question, but we can broaden that to anything about that. I mean, I was reading about it today. I mean, if people don't know, this is something DeSantis is about to sign. Yeah. And I guess it's a reaction to Republicans who feel that there's too much talk in lower grades. I think they're talking about kindergarten to 3rd grade. So we're talking about very young kids who, you know, as always with this stuff, you know, there's not like there's no kernel of truth in that maybe kids that young shouldn't be thinking about sex at all. I don't think it's specific.
Stopping it there. Do I think the bill is designed to trap Democrats, leftists, or progressives into supporting an idea of teaching inappropriate sexual language and things and ideas and ideologies to very small children? No. But most people who actually believe this bill says don't say gay just aren't educated. They didn't actually read the bill. They're virtue signaling addicts who just are addicted to virtue signaling and getting likes and approval from their cult or their tribe. And so they just jumped on board and screamed don't say gay into their TikTok. Or it's people who are just disingenuous and are going to fear-monger and use emotional language and stuff like that to get people to be against this bill, which is literally just saying, like, hey, they're young. Keep your inappropriate shit to yourself. Or it's politicians who just don't want this bill to pass. But do I think it was like a sneaky trick? No. If you read the bill, you would know. So it's not our fault. You didn't educate yourself. But anyway, let's continue.
I think don't say, it's not like you're not allowed to literally not say gay. But they just don't want teachers talking about it. They think it's the province of parents. What do you think?
What do you think, Frank? I'm curious.
I mean, that sounds reasonable on the face of it. I mean, I'm not my main concern as a gay man who advocates for gay rights is not that 2nd graders know who Harvey Milk is. That is not the key. That is not the key to LGBTQ equality. But I mean, I also question, I mean, does this really need to be at the top of these politicians' lists? Right. I mean, this is a total...
I love how people say, yeah, parents' concerns shouldn't really be at the tops of politicians' lists because who the fuck are they else working for? No, the pharmaceutical lobbyists and the oil tycoons and the 1% should be really what you should be concerned about.
No, it's a wedge.
This is not going to improve Floridians' lives. This is not an urgent problem. This is a dodge. It's another culture war that's meant to score cheap, easy points.
Floridians are Americans, first of all, and not being concerned that sending your children to an institution that they'll be sitting there for 6 to 8 hours and scared that they're going to learn inappropriate things that has to be connected to sex, sexuality, or their gender. I think that weight lifted off a parent's shoulders would actually make their lives a lot better. But let's continue.
Rather than really solving Americans' problems. That's what
Well,
you disagree?
I disagree a little bit. Yeah, a little bit. I think that there is a class element to this. I'm sorry, Bill. I'm going to do what you just accused everybody of doing, which is bringing their favorite thing to every issue.
You're not going to talk about Bitcoin, right? Not Bitcoin. Okay.
No, this seat ejects if you talk about Bitcoin. You go like,
oh, then talk about Bitcoin. Yeah, it'll be fine.
No, I think that that Republicans are trying to position themselves as first of all, the party of the working class, which is a little bit facetious, although few are making inroads on economic issues, but also the party of like everyday Americans, average Americans, and parents. People who are not going to let, who are going to represent parents who say, we deserve to have a say in our child's education and whether they go to school and what they're taught in school. And I don't think that that's really a culture war battle or a wedge issue.
It really should be a nonsensical. It should really just be a given. Parents saying, I should have a right to know what my children are being taught and have a say in what my children is being taught. I don't know why that is such an extreme position to take. But you know what? Progressives, these people make everything an extreme position at this point. If they disagree with it, it's an extreme position, or we shouldn't be talking about it, or it's not a thing. It's the same thing with CRT. When CRT became a thing, and a lot of parents who want to know what their kids are being taught. I don't know why this is so crazy. It's such a crazy idea that parents are concerned about what their kids are being taught in schools. Came out to a lot of board meetings and stuff like that to speak out against CRT, and then a lot of people start coming out, especially the talking heads, the mainstream, the blue Twitter check marks and stuff like that would come out and say like, oh, no one's learning CRT, because they're using basically like, technically it's not CRT, but kids are learning about the fact that you're white, you have privilege, you're black, you're oppressed. Those things are being taught in schools to very young kids, and sort of dismissing it like it's not a thing. And it's like, that has to be the most frustrating thing ever, to be like a parent and some gilded cage mother effort tells you to shut the fuck up, it's not something you should be concerned about, just sit down, no one cares. Like,
parents are a constituency like the working class who deserve to have that representation. So I don't know if this, I read the bill also.
But seriously, do we know that this was an enormous problem, pervasive in Florida schools?
No, but like
this reeks to me of something that happened on a few occasions and has been blown into something.
I don't know about that. The same thing with the race, with the CRT thing. Yeah. I feel like it's disingenuous when the liberals say, we just want to teach history. Right. And like, no one's against that. Well, I'm sure there are some fucking rednecks who are against that. But most reasonable people are not against realistically teaching history. It's not like you can't mention slavery. They're talking about something else that is going on. I've read too many reports, too many first-person reports from teachers who say, I can't go on teaching like this because this is insanity what I'm doing in this classroom, separating kids by race and oppressors and non-oppressors, and they're little kids. It is going on. I don't know what is going on with the gender as much. Let me read what part of the bill. It says, the measure would, this is from CNN, would require districts to adopt procedures for notifying a student's parent if there is a change in the student's services or monitoring related to the student's mental, emotional, physical health or well-being. Okay, then it says something LGBTQ advocates argue could lead to some students being outed to their parents. That phrase struck me as odd. Like, outed to parents? Like, shouldn't parents know everything anyway? The concept of...
Yeah, I think this leans to that mom who, she went viral. She had like a really emotional moment at one of these, again, these teacher board things where parents can come and voice their concerns, where she did not know her own child was suicidal because the teacher was keeping a secret from the parent.
You let these teachers come in and act as if they have nothing wrong. They've done nothing wrong. A mistake? How long of a mistake? How many mistakes are we going to take before my child almost lost her life? They didn't tell me that my child was suicidal. You allowed these teachers to open their classrooms teaching predatory information to a young child, a mindful child that doesn't even know how to comprehend it all. You planted seeds, Miss Caldera and Miss Baraki, Mr. Baraki and you, Miss Cagaran. Your job was to educate my child in math, science, English, etc. Do your job and let me do mine. You changed her personal documentation, her gender, her name, her email. But guess what? She's allergic to bees. Her medical record says a birth name, and you changed it. You've gone too far. They downgraded me in front of my child and allowed me to question myself as a mother because you thought you could be there better than I, and I never got a chance. She was scared to even say anything. Your guys' voice were heard, not hers.
Like, this is a whole thing, guys. Like, basically, some teachers were monitoring kids' activities online, and if any kid sort of brought up or searched or anything that kind of linked into gender identity, then those teachers would sort of like sneakily get these kids into clubs and then sort of like, in my opinion, groom them to the idea that they are trans or something like that. And then one of these girls was in the secret club. They purposely tell these kids, don't tell your parents. They don't make the parents aware that these kids are in these clubs. They don't make their parents aware that the kid might be going through some mental health crisis, because I mean, gender dysphoria is a mental health issue. I'm not a parent, but the anger I would imagine I would feel if I found that out. And I don't want to go as far as using the word grooming, but it is very strange to me when you have grown adults that is that hyper invested in a young kids, and some of these kids are like kindergarten, first grade, third grade, and yeah, some are older, 14, 15, 11, whatever, but kids, and you are an adult and you're that hyper focused on their gender, on their sexuality, on their gender expression. It feels very, that boundary is getting really shaky. And then when you tell them, come to me and only listen to me, and we're your protector, we're your family, don't talk to anybody else, don't speak to your parents about it, it feels groomy, and it always has felt groomy. When you talk to these women who detransition because they started transitioning as adolescents because they had rapid gender dysphoria, and a lot of them who tell their stories will say they got online, they got into these little communities that told them, don't speak to anybody else, only listen to us because everybody else is transphobic. They isolate them, and then they feed them and they love bomb them, and it feels like grooming to me. It is weird, it's bizarre when you see these teachers on TikTok who are super hyper focused on their own gender, on their own sexuality, and super excited to share their sexuality and their gender expression and their pronouns with little kids.
Story time. This has been my first year in preschool with a class of my own, teaching alongside another queer neurodivergent educator, and we have been rocking our Choose class. We've been talking about gender and skin color and our bodies and autonomy. It's been fabulous. So today at the lunch table, when the topic of gender and genitals came up, one of our students plainly looked up and said, well, I'm a girl today, but I know that teacher Co isn't. No, they're NB. And the look on the incoming teacher's face was priceless.
Feels fucking weird, and I don't know why anybody would support that. This is basically what this bill is trying to stop. And if you're against that, then you're probably groomy too. You're probably in that club of grooming people. And I'm not saying, again, that these people want to do things with kids, but it feels groomy. It's groomy behavior to isolate, to love bomb, to spy on kids' activities so you know what they're thinking, so you can use their language. It's like a guy hacking into your phone to find out all your favorite things and then come up to you and pretend he's interested in those things too, to sort of manipulate you into a relationship. That's basically what that is. And how does anybody not find that weird? It's bizarre as hell. But anyway, I've been ranting. I didn't think I was gonna go on this long, but I did. Sorry, let's get back into it.
I think that, but I think that fell out of the bill. I think that's actually
no. It's the one that I read right before the show was that the vast majority of the bill is about that. Is about parents' right to know if their child is identifying, changing the way that they're, presenting. If the teacher's calling them by a different name, this kind of thing.
I think in California, the school has more of those rights than the parent.
Well, that's not right. That's not.
And that's right. Okay, great.
Oh, no, yeah.
Well, that's not how everybody feels out here. It's like we need to protect the student from the parents with the school. The school and
yeah, that's a political winner. Yeah.
Right. Well,
I agree. I definitely agree. I think, again, it's because of these teachers' ideology. Again, if you're a hammer, everything's the nail, right? If you're in these university environments that is just extreme in everything, everybody's a racist, everybody's a transphobe, everybody's homophobic, and especially the older generation, which is the children's parents, right? And so I can't tell the children's parents because they're probably transphobic, and they're probably homophobic, and they're probably racist because the world is bad, and I'm a victim, and everybody's a perpetrator, so I need to protect these kids as their teacher. I do feel like that is the thinking. Instead of giving the parents the benefit of the doubt that if they knew what their kid was going through, they would do the right things as parents. What these teachers really cared about, they would direct these parents to literature, videos, professors, actual experts that can sit down with the parents and tell them, how to go by or what the next steps to take if their kids is going through something. Not take on that as themselves as a teacher. These are not doctors. These are not therapists. These are not counselors. These teachers do not have expertise in mental health issues. They're just teachers with some wacko-ass ideology that thinks it's their job to pass that on to your children. And just because he doesn't know what's going on, and just because other people don't know what's going on, doesn't mean it's not going on. People are like, well, I didn't see that. I don't think that's how it is. I don't think that. So what? You don't know the world. You're not God. You don't have like visuals in every situation that's going on. So, anyway, let's continue.
oh, you should live out here for a while. You'll see some crazy shit. Okay. So, and yet, as I always say, the climate is a disaster and the weather is delightful.
Alright guys, that is it. That is Bill Maher. That was the overtime section of his Real Time with Bill Maher talking about the Don't Say Gay bill. And that's not a Don't Say Gay bill. Anyway guys, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell to get notifications when I do upload. All of that really does help with the algorithm, guys. And if you'd like to support this channel even further, you can donate. My PayPal me link is in the description box below and also in the comment section. Of course it helps, but you don't have to. You can just like, comment, and subscribe. And another great way to support this channel is you can either join my brand new membership program, different levels, different tiers, different perks, or you can visit my brand new merch shop, links down below. I also have a second travel vlog channel. I travel as a lifestyle, or I live abroad. If you'd like to know where I am in the world, you can go in the description box below and also in the comment section. Hit the link, go subscribe to my travel vlog channel, and or follow me on my travel Instagram. My stories is usually what's most up to date. And you guys have an amazing day. Bye!